issues that we see emerging out of the research process in our visits to these 13 different crises, the barriers to access. As Sylvia mentioned, in 10 of the 13 crises that we visited, have affected populations' access to humanitarian assistance was compromised. And many of the times it was because of the reluctance of the host country to acknowledge that this was a humanitarian emergency, to permit access. And this is an area, for example, where all of the people that we talked to said that donor governments can have a more coherent approach in terms of how they use their diplomatic force to help gain the access that absolutely vital so that people get the assistance that they need when they need it. And related with that is failures in protection, where, again, donor governments can put a lot of pressure on all of the different actors in a crisis to make sure that protection is a priority, that it's important that people are protected from harm, and that, again, we can restore their lives and their livelihoods and their dignity as quickly as possible. A huge issue around the neglecting prevention. And all of our indicators, all of the donors, are the average scores on the indicators around prevention and preparedness. These are the weakest numbers in the index for all donors. And with the likelihood of increased humanitarian shocks, of increased crises, disasters and conflicts, the capacity of the system is already stretched to the limit. So it's an important issue that goes beyond the humanitarian sector and really needs to be addressed by policymakers and by the public about how are we going to prepare for and how are we going to collectively respond to a future of increased needs.